So my name's Mike Nelson. I'm a principal of Cascade Environmental. We're an environmental consultant company. We do recreational planning as well. Former executive member of SORCA, the Squamish Off-Road Cycling Association, still a member, and that's about me. Okay, I guess the relationship between dirt bikers and mountain bikers in Squamish has always been fairly acrimonious. It's never been good. Really came to a head about 10 years ago when a mountain biker built a trail. It was a constructed trail, and the dirt bikers immediately applied for Section 57 in the same area, basically right on top of that trail. And what ended up happening was the dirt bikers got the Section 57 and started constructing the trail, and they realized it was right on top of an existing mountain biking trail. Mm-hmm. That was obviously unauthorized. But luckily, the trail builder was actually a mountain biker and a dirt biker, and he rerouted the trails so they could coexist. And we thought we dodged a bullet, but almost immediately thereafter, almost the same situation happened again. Both the dirt bikers and mountain bikers had Section 57s in the area, and they used it while they were in process. They started constructing their respective trails and basically got in each other's way. They started ripping down each other's flanking tape, vandalizing each other's trails. I don't know if they got in the fisticuffs, but it was getting fairly tense out there. And about this time, the SCBA, the Squamish Dirt Bike Association, and SORCA, the Squamish Off-Road Cycling Association, got dragged into the provincial rec officer's office and basically were scolded and told to learn how to play in the sandbox together, or he would set up some rules for us and straighten out the situation, and none of us would have liked it. So what we ended up doing is we got together shortly thereafter. Mm-hmm. We had a brief meeting with the two groups and the trail builders, which wasn't particularly successful. So we had another meeting thereafter, and what we ended up doing is fighting specific people. We had one person from the Dirt Bike Association, one person from the mountain bikers, and one person from the trials, and one trail builder who was actually not one of the trail builders in question. And we sat down, we had a meeting that was far more successful because we didn't have the passions in the room. And it was interesting in that what we found out is we looked at why we were having problems, rather than this trail's mine, this trail's yours. And so we looked at, for example, a trail that we both used. Mountain bikers like going down it at speed, and dirt bikers like going up at speed. What can go wrong? Well, obviously there's going to be collisions, etc. Well, then dirt bikers, for example, using trails built and signed for mountain bikes, so they weren't up to the standard necessary to maintain that sort of traffic. So one of the questions go, well, how do you know which trails to ride and what directions to go? Well, there's no signs in the trails. So one of the first things we did was actually put some direction signs in the trails. This is a downhill trail, this is not an uphill trail. And then we actually got some signage out that said things like, we got our organization to agree, okay, this trail is a mountain bike trail for sense only. And we got an agreement on 2 trails to be able to do that. So we sort of chopped off a few easy ones to get our legs, and then eventually we segregated the usage by areas. We thought it was the only way. The using joint trails just didn't work. There's too many differences of both speed, locomotion, direction to make it work. So we segregated out fairly well, and what we agreed to was that in a dirt biking area, for example, we established no new mountain biking trails. And the same going for the dirt bikers. They would not establish new dirt bike trails in the mountain bike area. So our group actually continued on for probably about 5 years. It was disbanded a couple of years ago, which is not essentially a bad thing. But what it transformed to is the District of Squamish donates some money. I think it's about $60,000 a year to the Squamish Off-Road Cycling Association to maintain trails. But the caveat is that they have to maintain all the trails, not just mountain bike trails. So they have to sit down with the other groups, the hikers, which is the Squamish Trail Society, and the dirt bikers and the Trails Association, work out a formula to share that money to be able to build the trails and build and maintain trails. So in that way, they're still talking to each other 2 or 3 times a year, get together and work out how to spend the money wisely. I think it goes towards what I call position-based discussions, where you come to a meeting and you say, "Oh, I'm right, you're wrong," and the other person says, "No, I'm right, you're wrong," and the meetings go nowhere. So you have to be a little more open mind. You have to back away from, "I need this trail, I need that trail for everything to work." You have to sort of step back and see what is the root of the problem. Why can't we get along? What are the actual problems? Like, is it the up-down situation? Is it we just can't share these trails because of low promotion speeds? And I think there was an understanding of the groups themselves. We're a pretty small town. We're all neighbors. We want to get along. No one wants to sit in meetings all day. I look outside right now. It's nice and sunny right now, and I'd rather be on my bike. So I think there's a willingness to that everyone they have a solution to move forward. I think the takeaway when going to meetings with other groups, trying to solve a problem, is to realize that's what you're trying to do, is to solve a problem. You're not trying to win. If there's a winner, there's a loser, and then they get bad feelings from groups that somebody feels they're ripped off, and you have to have both parties going away feeling that this is a good solution, that they both won. Obviously, you want to express your opinions, you want to express some solutions that you can think of. You have to keep an open mind to the other issues that are coming toward you, and not just dismiss them because they're coming from the other side, so to speak, the us and them. And I guess it stems from talking to a physician, going to a meeting and saying, "My position is this." Well, as soon as you say that, you're not budging, and you have to be willing to move off that position. And I think I don't want to call it a compromise. I don't think we should be going for a compromise. A compromise to me means everyone loses it. And I think we should go to the situation that you want everybody to come away positive from every win. So I think that's what I would take away is like trying to solve